See if Robles is turned loose here. Julio will bat. He's 0 for 2 in the game.
There goes Victor. Julio skies this to left field. Lift off Julio! All the way up top, and the Mariners have taken the lead.
At some point, you have to break through. Gets the slider up in the strike zone. We talked about the wind affecting some of these fly balls. Being able anything to do with that 113 mile per hour exit velo off the bat.
Julio maybe has a chance at this, and he does. He makes the catch and takes the hit away from Kerry Carpenter.
Man, Aaron, today is so different. The last couple days, talking about doing the little things correct. This ball's fading away from Julio Rodriguez, fully stretched. Not to mention, too, you got the base runner, so you have that split-second decision whether you want to keep that ball in front of you. Julio being aggressive defensively, making a great catch.
All 3 wins were thanks to a home run. Julio cracks this deep the right opposite way. Julio is, let's see, it is. It's a home run. An opposite field home run in San Francisco. You don't say that very often for a right-handed bat. And he strikes immediately against Justin Verlander. It's 1-0 Mariners. His second this year. And the Mariners on the board right away.
Good to see Julio be aggressive, getting right after Verlander.
Miller on a 2-2. Into left center field, base hit. And Julio cuts it off there. Adames going for second. Here comes a throw. Bliss ready to tag, all kinds of time. And he is out by a mile at second base. Perfect throw from Julio, and Adames is out number 3. Julio slugs this out to left field. This is cranked deep, and Julio, for the second time this series, goes deep in the first inning. It's a 1-0 Mariners lead.
He leaves a sweeper up in the zone, and he absolutely tattoos it.
Well, that was crushed by Julio, 423 feet. He homered in the first inning in game 1 off of Justin Verlander.
There you go. Gives himself a little extra room there in the shoulders after the bat flip.
On a 0-2. Shot on a line. Right field, base hit. Solano and Mastrobuoni on his way home. He scores. Julio into second base. He has tied this game in the 9th inning.
Well, I love the approach by Julio Rodriguez as he shoots his ball down the right field line. Coming up clutch and driving in 2 runs to tie it up here. Stand-up double and 2 RBIs.
Fly ball out towards the gap, left center field. Taveras can't get there. Crawford makes the turn at second. This rolls to the base of the wall. It gets past Taveras. Here comes JP on his way home. He scores. Julio a headlong slide with a triple, and the Mariners have tied it in the 3rd inning.
You see that ball just kind of tumbling at the top. Julio puts a charge into it out into the left center field, and then Taveras took a very aggressive angle trying to cut that ball off. It gets past him.
The 0-2. This is stabbed by Bregman on a dive. Fair ball thrown to first base. Save! Julio beats it out. A tremendous play by Bregman, but too much speed by Julio. Now, close play. Mariners come up on the positive side of that one.
So Rodriguez with a base hit.
Julio, first pitch. Goodbye. Off the foul pole. Center, blasted back and gone. Julio starts off the month with a bang. His 5th home run this year, and it's a 10 spot tonight in Texas. Wow.
Mercy rule. That's what I love to see right there. He's going to have to continue to get hot. A little protection for Polo.
To the gap, left center field. Julio is able to get there. He makes the catch. A huge out number 2. Man, can he cover some ground.
Julio, 3-4 steps, and he's full speed, and I really like that. He was very careful. He wanted to make sure that his glove didn't get into no man's land. You want to keep that glove at eye level to be able to track that ball in there, and that's why he went down into the slide.
In steps Julio, only 4 pitches and 2 outs for Springs. Julio shoots this high towards the gap. Slicing towards right center. Ticketed for the berm. Home run, Julio. And the Mariners lead it 1-0 right away.
Great approach by Julio. Don't let Springs get ahead on him. Instead, he deposits the first pitch he sees into right center field. And this is something that right-handed batters have done against his four-seam fastball. Just absolutely feasted on it.
Punched deep, left center field, leaving the yard and gone. That was a tank.
The one thing that Julio is really locking in on lately is the breaking ball. He allows that sweeper to travel, and then it just explodes off his bat 110 miles per hour into the fans, in the bullpen, and out in the pen next to it.
What a blast. This is smacked out towards left center. Julio appears, slides, and makes the catch. No fly zone in full effect for Aaron Judge.
Julio is just so incredibly impressive with how much ground he can cover. And look at his closing speed on this one. He knew he had it all the way. Always keeps that glove right at eye level.
Out to Julio. He's given some ground. He's onto the track. He is at the wall. Julio! Does he do it? Julio just took it back! No fly zone!
We continue to marvel at the ground he covers, and he times this up perfectly, getting to the wall, showing his leaping abilities, the pink glove, and getting that home run and bringing it back. You in the white with the red stitches, come here.
We're swapping booths for an inning in the fourth. This is to Julio, and it really started to die, maybe knuckle a little bit, and Julio is able to make the catch. A couple of plays that haven't been exactly routine out there.
Yeah, one thing with Julio, look, I know he robbed a home run just the other night, but coming in on balls, he's been impressive. You talked about that ball knuckling a little bit. Look at Julio's reaction, guarantee it was. Jumps all over it. We saw that in spring training too from him.
Out to left field, clobbered deep and gone! Grand slam! Julio takes it deep and clears them off!
And goalie, this was a pitcher's duel up into the 8th inning. Couple hanging sliders, load the bases. Julio gets a pitch, middle of the plate. We know he's swinging early and often. Line drive into left field.
Here's the 1-1. Well, this is hammered out to center field. Robert racing after it, and it is gone over the fence, and right away a blast from Julio. A 3-run bolt, and the Mariners take an early lead.
We saw Julio on the first night with that grand slam, hit that ball to left field. He's been pulling the ball a lot more in the last couple of weeks. But man, this time going right center, letting that ball get on him a little deeper. That fastball right down the middle. Where's that Trident there?
Julio closing on this, and he slides and makes the catch. Little slip and slide out there in center field today.
And he's so good on these pitches coming in. Mentioned the wet conditions, nice little slide.
Julio representing the go-ahead run. This is down the line and fair. It scoots into the corner. J.P. Crawford is on his horse. He's flying home. Here comes the throw. He is safe. Julio Rodriguez gets Brian Abreu part 2, and he has tied the game in the 7th inning.
Oh my goodness, how much pressure is Christopher right there sending him? He's probably thinking, oh please.
Leadoff man aboard in front of Julio.
Julio batting .236 with 9 home runs and 29 runs batted in.
Fly ball, left field, belted back, and Julio starts tonight with a 2-run home run.
Julio picked up that release point from Mitchell Parker. At first glance, it looked like it might have gotten in on his hands a little bit. But this ball had some carry over the wall out there in left field for a 2-run home run.
You have to replace them. So everybody's got this in their locker someplace.
Yes.
It's just
not anymore. Again.
Right. Julio.
The world has changed as Julio makes a fantastic grab.
Yes, he does. That ends the top of the 5th.
2-2 guided in the air and down into center field, a base hit. Tommy Watkins waves around Walner. Brought to the plate is a dart from Julio Rodriguez. center field. You can challenge the block of the plate. The tag was pretty clearly there. The question is, where was the setup?
You can see he catches that ball well in front of the plate and gives him a sliding lane.
It is an out. Garver looked like he was in legal position.
On a line, Julio charging this. Julio dives, tumbles, and Julio makes the catch.
One of the tougher plays for center fielders are those low line drives, because you're running directly in and you're trying to decide as you're running, am I going to have to dive? Do I dive head first? And Julio with that long reach, getting that ball before it hits the grass.
Fly ball cracked deep center field. Adele back, and it bangs off the wall. It stays in the yard. Here comes Julio. He's got a chance for a round tripper, and now held up. He was being waved and then slammed on the brakes. He has put the Mariners in front. It's an RBI go-ahead wall ball triple, and it's 4-3 Mariners. 2-0 pitch. Deep fly ball center field. Julio showing his numbers, nearing the wall. Julio! Straight up over the wall to take it back. His second robbery this year. Julio taking one back in center field.
So good at getting back there, timing up his steps and timing up his leap. The no-fly zone has arrived here in Anaheim.
Julio batting.
Julio rips this ball to left field, not coming back. Julio with a massive tank all the way to the second deck. A long time coming. It's a 3-0 Mariners lead.
This is so good to see. Julio Rodriguez has not homered since May 27th. A drought of 101 homerless at-bats coming into today, make it 102. But this is really good to see. He saw that change up the second time, and he recognized that pitch out of Ober's hand and crushed it into the seats.
Mariners have to go ahead and run 90 feet away. Julio's at the plate. Hard hit, and it's off the glove of Garcia, and the Mariners take the lead. Williamson scores on a ground ball rocket from Julio, and it's a 2-1 Mariners lead in the 7th inning.
Julio coming up big here in the 7th inning, wasting no time at all. And sticks to the script, being super aggressive on that first pitch.
2-2. Into center field, Julio coming in. Julio makes a catch. Meanwhile, Gonzalez on his way back. Solano drops the tag. Double play. What a way to end the top of the 6th. 6 scoreless in the bank for Brian Wu. Julio is at the wall, and he makes a crashing catch. No fly zone in effect early on, and McCutchen gets a hit taken away by Julio in center field.
And we know how well he covers these gaps here at T-Mobile Park. And this ball was hit hard. And again, remember, this is the first inning, so it's really tough to tell how the ball is going to play, because you haven't seen a whole lot of fly balls just yet. He took one look at that wall, knew he had the space, able to get to it.
Rodriguez puts a charge into this one. Way back to left. It is gone. A deep fly from Rodriguez. His 12th homer of the year. And Seattle is up 4-1. Maybe he's catching fire.
My goodness. That's what we're talking about. This guy's a superstar. He has more talent in his left hand than I have in my entire body. This ball is just blasted.
In the 5th, 7-4, and oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. How did that one sound? Wow. Julio Rodriguez back to back. That one's number 13.
You look at the distance on that one, 427 feet. I said it yesterday during the game when we were watching it together, Brad. It's just his approach right now is just so much fun to watch.
That one out to right field, and this one's got some carry. That one reaches the seats. He just did it again. Back to back to back for Julio Rodriguez, and the Mariners on the board.
And Brad, this is what we were hoping to see, you know, with Julio in the second half, and it arrives a little bit early here in July. He is getting hot.
Very impressive home run number 14 for Julio, RBI number 49. Torres aggressive run to third, and he's going to be out by about 10 feet. The assist from Julio Rodriguez from center field. A mistake there by Torres.
And this was a really good decision by Julio. And, you know, there have been times where he's gone to third where he should go to second. You've got to make this decision. Just on the fly, he makes the right one here, goes to third and gets Torres. Bad teams. They're only one game over 500 against sub 500 teams.
This is really cranked down by the short wall and gone. A game-tying home run from Julio in the 5th inning. Man, does he love it here in Southern California. We're all tied. Julio, he homered last night. Deep drive out to right field. On cue, home run, Julio! It has happened. The Mariners take Soriano deep, and Julio has homered in back-to-back games.
Just incredible to be able to get on plane with that sinker at the bottom of the zone and lift it out of the yard.
Well, the Mariners strike first, and Julio's hot hitting here in this ballpark continues. Julio clubs this deep out to left field, sailing way back and gone. Julio for the 2nd time. He has tied this game in the 6th inning, and they are booing him now here in Southern California. His 3rd home run in the first 2 games. 5th career multi-homer game for Julio. I think he's been the offense tonight. On a 3-1. Well, this is rifled out to left center field. Julio is going bonkers in LA. For the 3rd time in his career, he has homered in 3 consecutive games. It's his 4th home run in 3 days at Angel Stadium. He has gone off and has tied this game in the 3rd inning.
He's patient, but at the same time, Aaron, he is hunting in the zone.
High fly ball carrying way back, and this is sailing on out of here. Julio, instant offense. Career home run number 99. He has tied the great Ichiro on the Mariners' all-time home run leaderboard. It is 1-0 Mariners. Julio homered off the Springs earlier this year. Springs has been so tough on the Mariners. That's great to see from Julio. Both fly balls that time of the year. Talk about his mindset as Simeon hits this lazily into shallow center field. Julio, a slide. Does he make the catch? He picked it right off the top of the grass. He caught it clean. No fly zone to begin the 4th inning.
And this is an unbelievable catch. You can see him busting in, and the slide so early and in time. He was kind of playing on the ground with the glove.
Langford, a shot to center field. Julio is there, and Julio makes the catch! He ran all the way to the wall and was able to flag it down for out number 1. No fly zone in full effect.
Perfect route. Look at this. Going to his right, staying on it, and running this thing down. Man, he is so good getting to those gaps deep here in T-Mobile Park.
Yeah, he's still flashing that no-fly zone out there. That brings up Julio with the tying run aboard. Julio cracks this high the opposite way. It is back in, and it's gone! Julio! Career home run number 100. And it comes off one of the game's greats in Jacob deGrom. Julio Rodriguez, the first ever in baseball history to begin a career with 4 consecutive 2020 seasons. Julio staying busy. Julio tracking this. Julio makes the catch.
I tell you what, he's just highlight reel this entire series against the Texas Rangers, just wearing out that gap out there in left center field. Just covering everything. Nice play, timed that up.
Fly ball launched out to left field. They have hit another one. Julio's 21st has blown it open in the second. It's 7-1 Mariners.
I don't understand the pitch sequence there at all. Cannon's just outsmarting himself, and of course back-to-back sweepers, and he read it the whole way out of his hand.
Out to center field, really tagged back there. Watch out, J-Run squad, here it comes!
Again, the pitch before was a 93-mile-per-hour slider. He spits on it. He was making sure that he was on time for the fastball. He rushes it in there at 99 miles per hour. It goes back in the other direction at 109.
Julio laces this down the line, and it just sneaks over the wall! An absolute tracer from Julio! He has homered in back-to-back at-bats. This place is going absolute bananas.
See him in his back hip. This is something he's been working on. Getting in that back hip, not letting his weight drift forward with his stride.
Here's the pitch. Swung on. That is blasted right field. It is deep. It is gone. Julio, a 2-run home run right after the rain delay. And the Mariners, just like that, with one swing, down just 3. That's a way to restart for Julio.
Now we're glad that they paused the game and didn't let him hit in the driving rain. That was a blast to right center field as Julio gets the trident there in the dugout. But against this O's bullpen, you're feeling good, and now they're feeling obviously even better.
Luzardo part of that. Fly ball left field. Marsh tracking, watching, and it's gone. Julio Rodriguez with a first-inning home run. Number 25 on the season. And the Mariners are on the board. 1-0. Mariners playing from ahead, which is nice to see.
Nice sign right here. We talked about the struggles they've had against starting pitching. Tell you what, that Julio is red hot. We've been talking about that the entire road trip.
Soft fly ball. Julio coming in. Julio lays out and he makes the catch. That is a big catch made by Julio Rodriguez. Mariners strand a pair. Julio covering some ground. This is laced left center, tailing away from Rodriguez, who lays out, and Julio Rodriguez makes the catch. A dynamite catch by the Mariners center fielder, trying to find a fan to send that one to. Well, this is about as good as it gets. He takes a hit away for out number 3. Wow, this ball is clubbed out to the bleachers in left field and gone. Julio Rodriguez with an absolute tee shot with 2 outs in the 8th inning, and the Mariners are within a run.
Fastball up, got his hands to the ball, which means he got his barrel to the bat, and hitting is timing. And when you're on time and you get the barrel of the bat to a fastball up in the zone, you can do that.
Julio, a high, towering fly ball, and this game is tied. Back-to-back jacks. Cal Raleigh and now Julio.
We've been talking about what a good pitch that cutter is for Rasmussen, how hard it is to lift that ball and to get it up in the air. No problem right there for Julio Rodriguez as he goes back-to-back with Cal.
Julio sailing back to the wall, and it is over the fence for a home run. Julio goes the opposite way with a 3-run homer, his 28th this year. The Mariners inching back into this one now.
Julio Rodriguez is just so strong, and the one thing that he does so well is he allows that fastball to travel, stays through it. Really pretty swing.
Wow, this ball launched left field, way back there. Julio! Instant offense, a 2-run blast. And the Mariners on the board right away.
All right, Aaron, you know this. Our powers to jinx have been incredible this year, so I didn't want to say it. But Julio Rodriguez has hit the splitter so well this year, over 300.
Julio angling back. Julio. Oh, he makes the catch. Wow. What a snag by Julio Rodriguez.
108 off the bat, no match. No fly zone continues here in Atlanta.
Julio, a bolt to center field. Julio into the water. A splashdown in Atlanta and a 30-homer season from Julio Rodriguez. What an absolute missile. Mariners take the lead in the 7th inning.
Ground ball. Nacho Alvarez cannot make the play. It trickles slowly down the left field line, and the Mariners are going to score 3. Rodriguez clears the bases, 4-0.
Alvarez just kind of in between hops on this hard ground ball down the third base line. And Cal Raleigh, it's not somebody who you think of has pretty good speed, but he can put him down, and he comes all the way around to score.
Deep right center field, and oh, Julio! One of his all-time greats! What can Julio do? It does not get any better than this.
Julio with a jumping leap right there as he catches it right in the tip of the web.
Fly ball, left field, take cover in the Crawford boxes, it is gone! Julio Rodriguez has put the Mariners on the board right away. 1-0 Mariners in the first inning.
Goldie, this is huge. We talked about Hunter Brown pitching in to righties with that 2-seam fastball. And that's an area that you could live with Julio Rodriguez just bearing in on his hands. You go back to the first half of the year, there's no way that Julio was keeping that ball fair or getting to that pitch.
Julio, a tag, left field, this ball gone! Cal and Julio, back-to-back jacks.
That was a big lead, too. I mean, he's able to cut that lead down.
Runner goes, this ball is really drilled to center field. Julio is at the wall, and he leaves an imprint. He makes the catch. No fly zone in force tonight. T-Mobile coverage cam, another look.
I'll tell you what, Julio Rodriguez, one of the best in going back on some of these balls. He knows this outfield so well, knows exactly where that warning track is, how much room he's got. Timed that little jump and catch perfectly up against that center field wall. And Emerson's fired up.
Julio, wide throw, not even close, and Julio swipes his 29th. He's one back shy of a 30-30 season. He knows time's running out. Julio breaking for third. He waltzes in. Julio Rodriguez, his 30th stolen base this year, becoming the first Mariner all-time with multiple 30-30 seasons.
Rodriguez into center field, backing his Meadows at the wall. Julio Rodriguez strikes first for Seattle. It's 1-0. They have waited 24 years in Seattle to explode like that. Their first run, wow, at home. And now it's Rodriguez with a Rosarena at third and Raleigh at first. Through the right side, this game is tied. Rodriguez, his second run driven in. It's a 2-2 game in the 6th. Oh, the tension release. You could feel it sitting in this building as Rodriguez, with the top of this Mariners order, they generate a run against Montero. We're tied again in the 6th in game 1. Line drive, down the line, that's a foul ball, and the Mariners take the lead. Julio Rodriguez has come up clutch yet again.
Well, we know he's a great down ball hitter. He gets a split, starts belt high and works just above the knee, stays down through it, drives it down the line. You said it earlier, AJ, these stars needed to come out to play today, and they're showing up in a big way right now in this 8th inning.
Rodriguez came into the series 0 for his last 14, but he singled and walked twice yesterday. Here's his 1-2. Rodriguez hooks one in the air down the line. If it's fair, it's got a chance, and it's gone. Julio Rodriguez Rodriguez with a 3-run shot in the first inning. Totally different story for Trey Savage. In his second postseason start, he gets punched right away. Rodriguez hits it out, and if you start getting that power like they did for a lot of the regular season, look out. Rodriguez drills a ball left center field, headed back there. Goodbye. And it's Rodriguez starting the Mariners once again with another first-inning home run.
Well, this home run was center cut, and this young man has had all the talent in the world, and he gets it right out in front. That is extension and out in a hurry.
Now the 2 hits today, Clement hitting .467, and Rodriguez comes on to steal a third and send this game to the bottom of the 9th.
Julio coming in, slides, and he makes the catch, and that will retire the side. Nice play by Julio.
On the ground, and there's a hit to snap the skid into the corner. Extra bases for Julio Rodriguez to start Game 7, and there is your first star making an impact.
There's a moment, and you know the guy that's coming to the plate. He's beat up, tired. He's hit some homers, but what he's got on his mind is drive him in, get him over, drive him in, and in Game 7, whoever gets that first third of the game really puts the manager in a nice spot from a decision-making spot.
But you got to remember, this is still a young player. There's a lot of guys breaking into the major leagues at 24. He's in his 4th year as the franchise star. And now a 2-2 pitch. And a high drive to left center field. Lucas on the run. That ball's gone. Julio Rodriguez, in the biggest game of his life, is delivering. Doubles and scores in the first, homers in the third, and it's 2-1 Seattle.
There is the hanger, and he didn't miss it.
Second time that he's homered against Bieber in this series.